Hey YouTube, so today we're going to be doing a technical interview. We're just going to answer a few questions by like running the commands and all that. So let's get to it. So the first question is, what does net user do? So this is my regular user and this is my domain controller. So net user, so Windows R, CMD net user. As you can see, it gives us all the usernames configured on the local on the local PC. This has nothing to do with the domain account, even though we're logged in as a domain user. And then what does net user address / domain do? So address is a domain username. If you click on it, as you can see, it shows us all the settings. For example, the username shows us whether the account is active or expired. So let's say someone leaves the company on holiday and they come back and they can't sign in. As you can see, this will probably say uh, account expired, and it'll probably have the date there or something. And then we have the date for when the account expires, last set date, changeable date, and password required. Yes, because they need the password to sign into the account. User may change password. Yes. Let's see, log on scripts now. Home directory. We have a share folder home directory, and we can see that over here. This PC, it's over here, corporate deals. And yeah, so the next one is, what does ipconfig flush DNS do? Well, ipconfig flush DNS does exactly what it says. It just flushes the DNS. ipconfig / flush. I think it's either flush DNS or DNS flush. But IF5 is for Linux IP. There we go. So DNS and all that has been flushed. So the next one is how to see if you're logged in as a domain account or local user. You can say, who am I? It says the EA / Jess. And I think if you go who am I / ? It'll give you all the options. So this says here, UPN displays the username in the user principal name. So let's try that. UPN, as you can see, that would be the UPN. And the next question actually has to do with FQDN. So let's see. Anyway, so yeah, let's just do FQDN, which means fully qualified domain name. FQDN, as you can see. It even shows you the OU that is a part of, domain controller, a domain name. And this is also a good way to see if the account that you logged into is a domain account or not. Because let me try this. Let me sign in as the local administrator of the PC. Let's say dot administrator. Then let's go back here and say who am I / FQDN. As you can see, I'm able to get fully qualified distinguished name, as the current logged on user is not a domain user. So that's one way to see if the user logged in is a domain user or not. And then the next question is how to check which domain groups the users are part of. So if we go to who am I / groups, as you can see, part of the personal group and HR. And if we come to our domain controller, go to AD users and computers. If we go to HR and we go to JS, properties, member of, as you can see over here, HR personal. Then she's also part of the domain user group. I can't see it in here, but it's probably somewhere there. But yes, that's how you can check. And then the next question is how to see the name of the PC without signing in. So I actually just demonstrated that. This is how. If you, as you can see, it says sign into EA, how to sign into another domain. So this how to sign into another domain only comes up when you actually connected to the domain. So if I go dot backslash, it shows over here desktop 3 is the name of the PC, and if I remove it, it's the domain name for the domain. Next question is user wants so a user wants files to open in Adobe Acrobat and not Edge. So all these questions, I got some of them off Kevtech's YouTube channel. He has a playlist on an internship that he ran. So that's where I got my questions from. So let's see. Let's go back here. So how you would do it is, I don't have Acrobat installed on here. So you'd obviously install it, and how to change the person uh, opening files in Edge would be you'd right click on the file, and then you'd say open with, and then Adobe Acrobat would be here. And I think if you go to properties too, you can also change from here. You can decide which application you want to open the file with. And then the next question is audio is not working. How to fix it. So I'm going to pause the video for a second, and I'm going to create the audio problem. Then I'll come back and fix it. So let me just pause. Okay, so I'm back. So I've created the scenario where before I continue, let's see if I still need the domain controller. No, I don't. So let's just make this big. Let's do that. Okay, so now we need to fix the audio issue. As you can see, my computer's lagging a bit. Swept. Okay. You know what I think? Let's just go back. So computer's lagging. Okay, yeah, it's working good now. So let's say a user will come to us and say that they can't connect audio, they can't connect Bluetooth. Just making sure OBS is still working. Yeah, they can't connect their Bluetooth device, they can't unmute or mute, nothing is working. As you can see, there's no output devices or anything. So what we would do is we would go to Device Manager, and if you have a keen eye, you'd see that we don't have any audio devices. So what you do is you go to Action, sorry, you click on the desktop, then go to Action, then say Scan for hardware changes. And just wait for that, and as you can see, audio inputs and outputs is back, and sound, video and game controllers is also back. So now as you can see, this is working perfectly. And our last question would be, um, let's see, how do you find a domain policy? And oh yes, to be able to do what I did just now, you actually have to be the administrator of the PC. You can't just use a regular user. So let me sign back in as the regular user. Okay, so to find the domain policy, you go to the CMD, let's do CLS, you'd say GP result /R, and as you can see, you see what it gives us. It gives us OS configuration, some stuff here, gives us our domain, breaks up our domain name, shows the group policy. Group policy was applied from the domain controller. Even shows you the domain, the server type. Then as you can see, no group policy objects applied. It says the following GPOs were not applied because they were filtered out. And we have HR settings, local group policy, and this is true because if you come here and go to group policy management, if you go here, you'd see HR settings. Go to details, settings. You see it's not enabled, so we'd have to enable it, and then actually let's try that. So let's enable it, enable, and let's also force it. So then we'd come here and say GP update, GP update /force. Okay, so then let's go GP result R, and as you can see, applied policy objects, HR settings. And if you go to HR settings and we go to scope, let's see. I just want us to see the details. There we go. Show all. As you can see, we have stuff for removing the power options. If you go here, you see we don't have power options. Remove the task manager and remove removable storage access. So that's it for today. Uh, that was us just going through some technical interview questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.